AI looks magical, right? But it's all powered by maths. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Hope you all are doing good. Today we are going to start with the coordinate geometry of mathematics, and by end of this video, you should be able to brush up your knowledge on that. Stay tuned till end of this video, and without delay, let us start. So, guys, let us understand coordinate geometry. So, what are coordinate geometries, guys? But when we are drawing different kind of shapes in a geometrical axis or in a coordinate axis, that is called a coordinate geometry. For example, you are drawing circle in a axis, like this is your axis, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. If you're drawing a circle, you're drawing a rectangle, you're drawing a polygon, if you're drawing a hyperbola, ellipse. So all those shapes which are nothing but a geometry, if we are trying to deal in a axis, x-axis, y-axis, 2D axis or canonical plane, you can say that. That is nothing but a coordinate geometry, right? And why it is important again, guys? It has many applications in terms of computer science field, in terms of GPS routing, in terms of image recognition, NLP. So those are your important concept of AI, right? See, one example is nothing but a PCA, dimensionality reduction. What exactly, how it is important? Because there are, if a data set has almost thousands of features, right? Thousands of, and those features are called dimensions, right? So if you want to take the important features, you cannot take 1,000 features and you cannot train your model. That is going to be very exhaustive, right? Your model is going to be very exhaustive. So in that case, you have to reduce the features, you have to reduce the dimensions, so it will not leave the main characteristics of the model, but however it will suffice, or it will fulfill all the requirements, and it will train properly, right? So that is how your dimensionality reduction method works, and we will understand more deeper way. I'll draw different diagrams, charts and everything to show you that. And there are even these kind of axes. We have, if you see more when we start in the plotting part, right? We have matplotlib. There you will see the graphs which are getting generated. All those are your coordinate axis, x-axis, y-axis. We are doing scatter plot, bar chart, line chart, right? So yeah, we have again here coordinate axis is x-axis and y-axis. It's a plane, right? It's a plane. So that plane is getting divided into 4 parts: quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. So quadrant 1 is having plus plus, quadrant 2 is having minus plus, quadrant 3 is having minus minus, quadrant 4 is having plus plus. Why? Again, one more thing you have to know here, right? We have something called confusion matrix, where they have true false, true positive, false negative, true negative. So those kind of things again are getting divided in this quadrant format, right? So those, to understand those, you have to know why, what are the annotations. You just need to brush up because we studied everything during our academics, right? So these two axes, right? This is y-axis, this is x-axis, and this is your 0 point, 0 point, right? This is your coordinates. These are your coordinates. If you come here, right, this point, it's going to be 1, 0, right? Again, if you come here, this point, going to be 2, 0. Likewise, right? So that is how your axis concept works. Now let us understand the next one. You have to know that whenever a straight line, this is a straight line, is intercepted between two lines, it is forming this formula, and this is a linear formula. This is a linear algebra formula, and it is called y equal to mx plus c. This is a straight line formula and we know everything, right? Just I am brushing up in knowledge. Where m is nothing but the amount of or the ratio of horizontal distance to vertical distance, right? M equal to px divided by p. That means the amount of differentiation x moved and the amount of differentiation y moved in y-axis. That is nothing but your m, and it is going to be a very small number. If we'll see, we'll get like in real scenario, this number is going to be small number. And why this is important is, again, there is a term called gradient. This is called a gradient. This one is called gradient. M is called gradient, and we have gradient descent. We have so many other concepts to know, and all those are based on your slope concept. Because when the data are like, the data is getting distributed like this, right? The data might be here also, right? You don't know in what format the data is getting stored, or the data is getting saved in to get machine read or machine learn. We have to make all the data in a linear format. We cannot keep them in a scattered format, right? Because the variance will be more. Variance means the way the scatteredness of the data is going to be in your axis, right? So what we have to, like, there are so many methods. That's why there are so many methods, and in those algorithms, those methods are applicable. We have supervised, unsupervised, and all those things. And we are trying to make the data which are linearly formed, not like this. Like the data has to be like this, completely linear. It cannot be scattered. So those cases, right? In those places, the angle will change because maybe the straight line is like this, and the angle will come down to this. So in that terms, those terms are called gradient descent, because again, you will see the formulas and everything, but the gradient descent concept will come, the global minima concept will come, the local minima concept will come, and all those things we will understand. But I'm just telling the terms because those are getting important to know. Then we have something called Euclidean distance. Why Euclidean distance is important, guys? It has a core concept in clustering algorithm. Clustering algorithms are nothing but k-means algorithm, and that is used in unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning and supervised learning we will understand. But yeah, again, it takes an important role there. It takes an important role there, and this is a formula. Like if you have a point, right, x1 and x2 and x2, x1 and y1, x2 and y2, then this distance, this is your d. This distance is nothing but x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. And x2 minus x1 is the change in x, right? This is your change in x. And y1 minus y2 is like a change in y. So Euclidean distance is nothing but distance between two points. It represents a line distance or length of the line that connect the two dots are connecting the lines, right? We have something called Manhattan distance. Manhattan distance, why it is important to know? Because we have something global minima. When your data is getting, this is a global minima, right? This point is going to be a global minima because here the distance between the, like, all data will come and they should complete this path and they have to come here, right? So this global minima point is nothing but, here variance is very less. Here variance is very less, the scatteredness will be very less, and all has to cover the point like this, and they are covering the Manhattan distance. They are covering the Manhattan distance to reach here. And Manhattan distance, again, it is called a taxi cab distance because taxi, right? It is not going straight line, it is taxing like this, like this, like this, right? Again, here we have again, this is a x1, y1. This can be x1, y1. And this can be x2, y2, right? And how we are getting? We are getting the mode of that. This is your mode. This is your mode of x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. Mode of y2 minus y1. Again, we will understand mean, median, mode and everything in a broader sense in our statistics. But now just understand this coordinate geometry part. Yeah. Now let us understand the midpoint formula. Again, same, right? Midpoint is like we have a line and this is a midpoint. How you'll calculate the midpoint again? This is what? x2 minus x1 mode plus y2 minus y1 mode, right? Change in x, change in y. Equation of line, I have already explained you, and this is a pictorial form. You can see when one line is crossing, it is making a slope, right? This is your slope, and as it is maintaining some angle, right? That slope is getting formed, and this point is called an intercept. This is your C. This angle is your M. This is your Y, your X, because this is X axis, right? And this is Y axis, correct? That is now your line formula. Like this is a straight line formula, and why we need to understand this? We have something called linear regression. Linear regression, where you will understand all the points are linearly transformed there. That is why it is very important to know. And yeah, that is all, guys. And we will understand more mathematical concepts in future. Trust me, guys, nobody is going to tell you about these things. People are starting directly what are the concepts, but I am covering it for your good and for your benefit. So yeah, that is all. Thank you. That is all for today, guys. Next video onwards, we will understand the more broader concepts of like which are most important, the linear algebra, then calculus, and a few more are there like eigenvector, eigenvalue. Those are really taking an important part in AI. So we will understand that, we will cover them. Start, subscribe, like, share your comments, feedback, and hit the bell icon for all the latest updates. Thank you and have a great rest of the whole week. See you. Bye.